Welcome to level 3 workout D with one spring on the reformer. Go ahead and come onto your back. We've got a glute and hamstring focus today. Starting with the right leg in the strap. Find a soft bend in your knees, lengthen through your spine. Bring that length all the way up through the back of the neck. And start to deepen the breath. Allowing the breath to deepen into the hips, into your sitting bones, into your pubic bone. Think of breathing even into the back of your leg. Relaxing the jaw. And then you'll slowly bring the leg across your body. It might feel good to straighten out the legs a little more with the right hip staying down. Feeling the breath fill the pelvis. Feeling that nice release in your outer hip, IT band. Soften the knee, the ankle, the toes. I'm just getting a really nice release. When you're ready, you'll bring it to your other side. Left hamstring, left IT band. Really listen to your own body and the timing of it. But we'll start with hamstring. Letting the left knee have a slight bend. The pelvis is heavy. Feeling the stretch in the belly of the muscle, the back of the leg. Relax the ankle, the toes. The muscles around and behind your eyes. And then when you're ready, IT band, the hip will stay down for more IT band and the leg will come across. If it feels better to get a little into your spine or low back to have that hip lifted is another variation. Listen to your body and deepening the breath. You can play with it, just feel the difference. They're both quote unquote correct. Just feeling what's best for your body today. That inner listening. And then we're slowly going to let the strap come back to its little resting home, and we're coming into semicircle next. So with the heels in a V on the bar, you'll scoot yourself all the way down. You can do balls of the feet or heels. I like to do heels, but I did the first repetition there with balls of the feet. But you'll slowly roll up through your spine. Press all the way out until the legs are lengthened. Roll down through your spine, hovering the springs. Come back in. Tuck the pelvis. Sweep low belly in and up. Roll into your lifted position. Lengthen all the way out, reaching away from the bar. Long legs. Articulating down through the spine. Hamstrings pull you back in. Tucking the pelvis. Rolling up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lengthen all the way out. Inhale, articulating through the spine. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, lengthen. Roll it down. Sweep low belly in and up. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Sitting bones to the back of the thighs. And then start to find your way back to the shoulder rest. Same V position, heels on the bar, knees and toes hip point distance apart. A little hover or a full hover, up to you. Hips will lift and you'll inhale to bend the knees and bring the reformer in. Exhale, lengthen out, sitting bones lengthen or tuck towards the back of the femurs. We're just trying to create a little posterior pelvic tilt to get that hamstring and glute connection active. Inhale to bring it in, exhale to lengthen out. Now, if you feel hamstring without tucking it, keep it neutral. It'll be dependent upon each person's pelvis, natural state. Feet parallel, heels together, same thing. Inhale to bring it in, exhale, lengthen out. So now knees and toes are train tracking. Pressing away from the bar, lengthening the legs, and slowly bringing it back in. It will not take many to feel these. And then come all the way down. And next, we're coming into some footwork with a little higher spring tension. So 3 springs or maybe 2.5 springs. Some of you might even do 3.5, but set it up for a strong footwork with the feet parallel and the balls of the feet on the bar to start. We're going to inhale to prepare, exhale, lengthen all the way out. Since we're in advanced series, we're really focused on alignment and form and pelvic stability in this case. So think anchor into both sides of the pelvis. Both hips are heavy. The heels and knees are tracking parallel without any of those little reverberation side to side. They're like hinges or I think of little like robotic levers. And then B stance is next. So left heel on the bar, ball of your right foot on the bar. Inhale to bend or prepare. Exhale to press it out. So you've got a single leg with a strong spring. So left heel is pushing the bar away as we actively engage the core and the glute, keeping that left knee tracking parallel. Sit bone distance. Inhale to bend. Exhale to lengthen. Same position, bridges, B stance. So heel presses down, hips lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Starting to feel that left glute come online even more as you press or dig the left heel down into the foot bar. Other side. Pressing out and in to start, B stance. Right heel, ball of your left foot. Lengthen all the way out and slowly bring it back in. Pretty strong exercise here. You've got essentially a single leg work happening, initiating from that pelvic stability. You'll feel core, right glute, maybe right hamstring, and right quad, of course, as you press all the way out and lengthen. Transitioning to B stance bridge. Let your hips lift, slowly lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Driving the hips up, hinging the hips as you come down, using the glute to lift and to control your lower. So you've got both concentric and eccentric glute action happening here. And I know you're feeling that because I was definitely feeling this. And then high heel, balls of the feet on the bar, heels high. We're going to parallel the feet. Take a breath in, exhale, press all the way out. Strong reach. Press the foot bar away. Heels stay nice and high over the balls of the feet. Feeling the knees, the kneecaps kind of lift or hug or actively be drawn up into the leg, extending through that hip, knee, and ankle line. Take it to build up. We're going to lower the heels once, bend the knees, lower the heels twice. Bend the knees, heels stay lifted, press all the way out, lower the heels 3 times, train tracking, knee and ankle. And articulating through that range of motion. Really reaching the heels under the foot bar. 4. Bend the knees. Couple more rounds. Here's 5. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Engaging the core. Feeling the belly button hug in and up under the spine. Take your time. Go at your own pace all the way up to 6. Back of the neck is long. Working the calves, working even the shins as you reach the heels under the bar. And then taking it to prances. Both sides of the waist are long. Let the heels lift. Alternating side to side. Both heels lift, one heel lowers. Think reaching under the bar with the one heel as you lift the heel high on the alternate foot. So good for calf strength, for balance, for strong feet and arches. Come all the way in and rest it for a moment. Maybe even hug the knees in or sway side to side. Take a counter pose of your choice. Heels on the foot bar is next. Wide internal rotation. So getting a little internal rotation to press out, rather external rotation to slowly bring it in. So a new one, we're going to spiral in, press out. Turn out, slowly come back in. Spiral in, heels on the bar, press the foot bar away, dial the toes and knees out. And reversing that direction when you're ready. Turning out to lengthen through the legs and reach away from the foot bar. Turning in to bring it back in nice and slow. Good. Heels on the bar wide. Bridge pose to finish us off. Let both hips lift, both hips lower. Driving through the heels. I want you to feel those glutes. Yes. Pubic bone can kind of tuck to the back of or towards the belly button. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Feel the burn. Pulse it at the end. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower all the way down. And take a couple deep breaths. Nice job. Not easy. Legs and glutes. We're feeling those. Setting up for legs in the straps or footwork in the straps. 1.5 springs, 1 3/4, 2, depending on your reformer and where you're at today. We're going to start with feet in the straps. Internal rotation to lift. So legs straighten out, turn them in. Keep the pelvis and tailbone down. You'll inhale, hinging at your hips. Bring your feet to the ceiling. Turn the feet out. Exhale, lower down. Good. Dial the toes and knees in. Lift up. Rotating out. Heels hug together. Lower down. Really good for the hip joints. Also to help tone and shape the glute, the inner thigh. Tailbone stays down that entire time. Articulate and roll through that movement as much as you can. Reaching away from pubic bone. It's these smaller muscles, as we start to tone them, it really changes the functionality and health of our hips, health of the joint that we're working, and it helps to tone. As the muscles start to activate as they should, the muscle tone will follow. And then you'll reverse that direction. So external rotation to lift, internal rotation to lower. And then you're going to come into internal rotation circles. So legs are turned in, circle the feet all the way out and around. For me, I find that a little like a mid-sized circle feels better. I feel more inner thigh. Reversing it when you're ready, so listen to your body. Circling it out and around, you're feeling inner thigh. Controlling the press and the circling around. Good, same thing, but now external rotation. So reverse the direction. Start with the first direction you have with the circles, reaching through the toes, lengthen away from pubic bone. Tailbone stays down. We've got a strong reach through the legs, the knees, the calves, the feet, the arches of your feet are active, reaching away from pubic bone. Inhale to hinge. Reversing the direction, exhale, press it down, circle out and around. Controlling and actively pressing with the hamstrings and controlling the return with the hamstrings. Yeah, a couple more turned out. Strong reach through the legs. As the heels connect, they really hug in. And we'll prepare after that. Keep going for single leg, short spine. So you'll more than likely want to adjust your spring tension. Maybe 1 rad, depending on your reformer, maybe 1 1/4. It's a sweet spot. We want the amount where you can really maintain form, so give it a try, but head will stay down, lower your headrest. You're gonna feet together, slowly roll out like you're doing regular short spine. Turn the toes out, lower the heels, roll through your spine, press it forward and point the toes. Let's try it again. Parallel, hinge your hips, slowly roll up, reaching away from pubic bone. Turn the toes out, bend your knees, lower your heels. Heels stay there, roll through your spine, all the way down. Tailbone, press and reach from pubic bone, point the toes. Parallel to hinge. Hug low belly in and up as you roll away from the pubic bone. Turn the legs out, active through the hamstrings here as you roll through the spine. Heels eventually find that extension, pointing the toes. And again, as the heels lower, keep the heels still in space as you roll through the spine and reach the toe. Good. Take it when you're ready to your other side. Whichever way you want to get there, you can take the left foot into the strap, set the right strap behind you. Extending the legs long, turn them out. Start to parallel the legs, hinging at your hips, roll up. Pause, turn out, lower your heels, slowly roll down, and exhale, press it forward. Inhale to parallel, hinge the hips. Exhale, using the core, roll up. Inhale, bend the knees, turn out. Exhale, using the core, roll through the spine. Reach through the pointed position there. And just trying to drop into every nuance of that movement. It feels so good. Lots of work. You will definitely feel single leg, posterior chain, or hamstring work. Control the lower, roll through the spine, and press it long. Good. Let your feet find the foot bar. Next is hands in the straps or arms in the straps. You can keep the spring tension. You could add a spring. Your typical arms in the straps, whatever feels best for you. We're starting with coordination. Let the hands come to tricep and then press both arms and legs long, open and close the feet, bend the knees, bend the arms, lengthen everything, open, close, bend the knees, bend the arms. Lift the head and shoulders, reach through the fingers, lengthen, open, close, bend and lower. Lifting upper body, reach, open, close, bend the knees, bend the elbows. If it feels better to keep the head and shoulders down, please do. We've got this extensional energy from the fingers and the toes, and then setting up for 100. Bend the knees, pulse it, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, bend, and exhale, straighten. Head and shoulders can stay lifted. We're reaching through the fingers. We're working the abdominals to pump the arms, bending and lengthening every count of 5. Using your inhale to bend the knees, exhale to reach away from pubic bone. Good, we're almost there. Inhale, exhale, Pulse, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reach, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly bend, come all the way back in. Nice job. Take a couple deep breaths. Use a counter pose to reset. We've got short box next. So set yourself up, bending at the knees and the hips. About one spring, maybe one plus, depending on what feels best for you. And we're going to sit facing the foot bar. Let the heels come kind of to a V position. So they're going to lift a little, connect at the heels, knees and toes slightly turned out. Your hands will find the foot bar. And then you're just going to kind of like hover your pelvis like you're in a squat. Slowly start to press your legs back. Oh, it's a strong one. I think I adjusted here, yeah. That's why I put 1 plus, because I dropped it down to 1. Heels on the foot bar, or heels on the platform, press back, bend the knees, and then you're lots of balance. You're going to kind of try and stand to a squat, hover, press back. Good. Bend the knees, hover your hips, pause in that squat hold. Hands find the foot bar, plank position, press the V position back with the feet. Hover the hips, hold that squat. Hands to the foot bar. Press it back to your high plank. Lots of work here. Bend the knees, hips stay exactly where they are. Hold that V squat. And then oblique side bend. So you're going to orient your knees and toes for the next one into a turned, like a rotated position. So you're facing the side of the short box, tucking the one foot under the strap. Let your other hand find the headrest. And then inhale, slowly lower. Exhale, using your core lift. You can tell this is one that is a good one to have in my own personal practice. Option to reach that top hand towards your outer ankle or towards the foot bar as you lift up. Bottom arm, and for me, is helping assist. It just gives the core the strength support it needs without getting into the neck. And you might try the last few repetitions with the hand wrapped around the side of the hip or side of the waist. Now taking it to your other side, and tucking that top leg under, make sure it's snug. Reaching away from pubic bone with both the heel and ankle bone, but also the crown of the head. As you inhale, support yourself to lower. Whether you've got your hand wrapped or down on the headrest like me is up to your neck and shoulders. And then use your outer waist, your obliques, to lift and reach your top hand towards your ankle bone, the foot bar. Option to try the hand wrapped around the waist or the hip. Inhale to lower. And exhale, side waist to bring you up. Good, nice job. Take a couple deep breaths. Maybe adjust your hair. And we've got a side series here. So single leg in the strap. I think I dropped down to a half a spring. You're going to come onto your side. Take the top knee, the top thigh into that strap. And we're going to take it to a clamshell. So the toes are together. The hips are stacked. Using that outer hip, that top knee will dial or rotate open. And then inhale, lower. Such a good exercise and very challenging to keep that pelvis really stacked. You can tuck yourself onto the short box where it feels comfortable on your neck and shoulders. Might even help, like I've got there, to have the hand on the hip to feel which muscle group is working. Same thing, but now straight leg around the heel. Around the ball of your foot rather. You're gonna lengthen the leg and then pull it back. Trying to keep that leg parallel and level with your top hip is the challenge for sure. Inhale to bring it forward. Exhale, engaging the core. Reach it away from pubic bone and pull the heel back to your hip or behind your hip, wherever you can take it, maintaining pelvic stability, neutral pelvis. Core is engaging to stabilize the pelvis, hamstring, glute, working to pull that leg back. Inhale to bring it forward, exhale to pull it back. Anywhere from 8 to 12 for most of these. I want you to, more than focus on the repetitions, focus on where you're feeling it. Stabilizing and moving where is best. And then taking it to your other side, starting with clamshell. The toes are connected. Same thing, let the strap come above the knee. Use your breath in to lower or prepare. Exhaling, engaging your core. Use that core and outer hip to rotate or spiral or open that knee towards the, I don't want to say ceiling, but kind of towards the ceiling. You're going more towards your edge of rotation. So wherever you can keep that pelvis really still, that's the goal. You'll get the proper muscle recruitment. Inhale to lower, exhale to open. Single leg extension, hip extension, straighten that leg, reach through that pointed foot, and then inhale to bring it forward, exhale to pull it back. I think I had to lift it a little higher because of the wall here, but you're trying to stay level with your pelvis. It all works, though. I did actually notice that if I brought it a little higher, it just hit a sweet spot for me in the glute that I haven't really worked, because the exercise is typically done hip height. So it's always fun to play or find things like that. Okay, go ahead and come off of the side there, and we're going to set ourselves up for some lunges. You can take the short box off or take the box off, set it down. And the first exercise here is one from the fitness world called Bulgarian split squat. So I'll turn to show you this way. You want to think of, I didn't even do a great job, but the front shin and the torso are parallel to get more glute. So I could probably lift my head a little bit, but the front leg is your working leg, and you're going to set the top of your back foot on the reformer and then slowly lower into that squat and exhale, press yourself up. Shin and torso orienting parallel. Steady the gaze. Now you can see it's a challenging exercise, particularly without shoes on, to balance, but you'll work those glutes and inner thighs and outer hips to maintain that balance. So the wobbling is okay. Just as you work through it, you'll get better with each round. So we're doing left leg when you're ready. Come into those split squats. Inhale, lower. Exhale, drive it up. And just take your time. Again, anywhere 8 to 10, 8 to 12. These ones we're doing 2 sets, so about 8 on each side. Inhale, bend. Exhale, drive it up. You can see even as the time goes on, you'll get steadier. The gaze gets steadier. That drive through the standing leg gets steadier. And shake it out. Okay, go ahead and come into back rowing. So you've got maybe a half a spring. We're going to hands to the heart center, roll back, swimming exercise. Bring the arms all the way up and around. Inhale, roll. Start to roll back, opening through the arms. rotating the palms. Bring the arms up and out of the water, reaching away. Take a few more here in what I call butterfly swim. That full lift up and out of the hips, up and out of the water. Next exercise, knees and straps to work the abs. And so you'll come onto your back and bring one leg in the strap and then the other. And the strap will go in your orientation just below your knee or right above your knee. And start to inhale, lower your upper body. Exhale, elbows to knee. Think head heavy in the hands. Option to lengthen the legs as you open and bend the knees and tuck into that strap crunch position. Lower abdominals, upper abdominals. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to lift. Good, rest it. Give it a couple deep breaths. These ones are hard. It's been a hard practice. Lots of glute, lots of hamstring. And adding in the obliques. Now you're going to lift up and rotate. Every time you come into that lifted position, think elbow to opposite knee, and then inhale to open. Maybe lengthen the legs. And taking it side to side. Rest it. When you're ready, let your feet come out of the straps. Take your time getting out of the position because it's an awkward one. And we're going to take it to a standing series next. So anywhere between a half a spring or a single spring, maybe 3/4, depending on your reformer. I go about 3/4, but I know some springs it feels good to go 1 or even maybe 1 1/4. For this reformer, the platform is down. Some of you, the platform is, you'll have to set that on there. The first exercise we're going to do is skater. So stepping up onto the reformer, bend both knees, press yourself out, or press the outside leg straight. Slowly press your other leg out, bend and come back in. Lengthen through the outside leg, press it out, bend and come back in. I'll be honest, this is one that really took me a long time to coordinate when I first learned it. Think of like ice speed skating. Take it to your other side, starting in parallel, let the knees bend, lengthen that outside leg in, press it out, lengthen the other leg, bend, and bring it back in. So thinking of it more like a flow than 4 separate movements is what really helped connect that name to movement for me when I first started learning it. Like you're pressing out, pulling yourself in, pressing out, pulling yourself in with a nice steady rhythm. Next one is inner thigh. So your reformer will probably be best anywhere between 0.5, maybe some of you might do 0.25. Let the feet press as far out as you can, keep the inner thighs engaged, and then slowly come back in. Eccentrically working the inner thighs to press yourself out, and concentrically working to bring the reformer in. Tall spine, reaching up and out of the crown of the head. Find that edge of strength and stretch, and then use the inner thighs to hug up and through that inner line. Step to the non-moving part and take it to the other side. So stand up nice and tall. Lengthen out. Hug into your inner thighs to bring the reformer back in. So you're eccentrically, you're lengthening and working the muscle to bring the reformer out. And concentrically working to pull that reformer back together, or the bed of the reformer back into the stopper. Neutral pelvis, front core hugging in and up. Be careful as you step down, take your time. We're going to take it to a box side abduction. So I kept it on the same spring tension, so I had a half a spring, and then you're going to step onto the box and then kind of bend into that standing leg like you're in a half squat, and then use your outer hips to press into the shoulder rest to lengthen that leg away from the stopper. Inhale to bend the knee, bring it in. Exhale to press it out. This is a very strong, solid exercise. Pelvis, standing leg, everything is super still, core hugging in and up, working the outer hip and glute to press that shoulder rest, the bed of the reformer out as long as your leg is really. Take it to your other side. So standing leg stability is key. We're going to keep that right hip and right knee really steady as we press the left leg out. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press the left leg out. So good. Level pelvis, or maybe a slight angle at your torso, but the pelvis stays steady. Inhale to bend, using your core and that glute. Exhale, reach the outer edge of your foot, ankle bone away from pubic bone. Great job. Good. Come all the way in. Give yourself a moment, a round of applause. Seriously, this was one of the hardest ones for me. Just such good glute workout. One I come back to quite a lot. Stomach massage. Same spring tension, feet wide on the bar. Let your hands come to the center of the bar, rounding through your spine, kind of tucking your pubic bone towards your belly button, lengthen all the way out. Get a good stretch of glute and hamstring. If you need to adjust it, adjust. Just great job knowing you worked your body in a really loving, strengthening way today. Next exercise or final stretch is the front leg is at 90-90. Now the front leg is at 90 degrees, right knee in line with right hip, shin parallel to the front of your reformer. Lengthening through the back of your neck. Maybe even pressing the forearms kind of down into the foot bar to lengthen the crown of the head away from your sitting bones. Feeling your sitting bones go back and wide. It actually feels kind of good to do this on the reformer because you have some freedom there to slide your sitting bones back in space, because the reformer can slide back, whereas on the ground it's more of an energetic. So think left sit bone reaches back, maybe even opens the springs up a bit, and then reach through the crown of your head like you're trying to lengthen the crown of your head away from that sitting bone. You might even press your forearms down and feel the crown of the head lengthen away from your collarbones. Take a few deep breaths to finish off nice and restored, calming the body, calming the mind. Thank you so much for joining today. What a great, great workout. I appreciate you, and see you for the next class.